So Joe Rogan is not racist. Just want to get that out the way. However, he is in the news for another compilation, or the same compilation has been appearing up every now and again, of him saying the hard R. Now, I've been hearing there have been context for some of the clips, and others he was just, being Joe Rogan. And my take is, regardless of there being context or not, saying the N-word is kind of bad. Check my N-word power level discourse video I did on that, this, and the third. But my take on it as well is that just saying the N-word is not as racist as putting up someone who is pro black people are violent genetically. I don't know what the fancy term of that is. We're going to find what the fancy term of that is, but that is way more racist than the N-word, because that is explicitly stating that black people are just inherently violent, and everything they do and everything they touch will turn to dust, and therefore you must treat them as the savage beasts they are. Like, that is literal borderline eugenics speak right there. But regardless, we're going to see this clip to fully elaborate on that point that I can't fully grasp a concept around, because I'm not as violently racist as this guy is. I only joke about being violently racist because it's kind of funny sometimes. Happy Black History Month, by the way.
There's this whole debate about the MAOA gene, which is like this gene that black Africans have, like much. It's like a proclivity to violence that they have.
MAOA gene.
Yeah. I recommend people Google it and do their own research. It's like a big debate about whether or not. But basically, like what it is it's, if you think about like kind of white European Asian ancestors as we kind of moved out of Africa, like aggression and violence was kind of less necessary because we were like farmers and stuff.
But right? God, is that really true?
There's this.
And the reason why I'm leaning on Joe Rogan not being racist is because how that clip was chimped right there. He doesn't fully believe this is the thing, right? Now, should he have had this borderline white supremacist Nazi on to debate racial genetic coding and the IQ gap and the curve and the MAOA gene if he knows nothing about it? No. If you're going to be talking about a controversial subject that you are vehemently against, you should know something about the subject, so therefore you're not directly or implicitly platforming the person who is just shit talking the group of people they want to shit talk. So with that out the way, we're going to get into the meat of the discourse, which is Joe Rogan had episodes pulled off of Spotify. Now, I do believe those episodes off of Spotify were the ones that directly had him saying the N-word and some other instances. But this was heavily tied around this trending tab here of him basically apologizing for saying the N-word, right? And my thing is, the apology video, I've seen it. It really isn't that interesting. I mean, I guess I could pull it up, honestly, but I'm not getting much out of it. So let's go ahead and see if we have it right here. Let's go and watch the video right quick. One second.
Trying to promote misinformation. I'm not trying to be controversial. I've never tried to do anything with this podcast other than just talk to people and have interesting conversations.
Joe Rogan is weighing in after being accused of spreading misinformation on his podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience.
I wanted to make this video, first of all, because I think there's a lot of people that have a distorted perception of what I do, maybe based on sound bites or based on headlines of articles that are disparaging.
It all started when Neil Young pulled his music off of Spotify, the platform that hosts Joe's podcast, in protest after Joe had two experts on his show.
By the way, that is the dumbest thing I have ever seen in my life. So hear me, all right? I'm vehemently against Joe Rogan's anti-vaxxing rhetoric, is that the third. But if you are a semi-viral singer on the platform that pulls in about 4 million listeners monthly, Joe Rogan gets anywhere from 80 to 100 million listeners daily or monthly. I almost said daily, Jesus Christ, monthly. I think the true average around 50. I don't know that, but he's almost like quadrupling to 10 times Xing your numbers, and he has an exclusive $100 million deal with Spotify. You pulling music off, threatening pulling music off is the dumbest move on the planet, because you are a drop in the bucket in comparison to the massive platform that Spotify has. also in comparison to Joe Rogan's reach and influence. So they immediately just nuked this man's music off the platform just instantly. Like his protest did nothing at all to the company. Now they are saying the stock has dropped because he protested and they deleted his music off the platform, but they'll bounce back immediately because they have Joe Rogan, for fuck's sake. So that was funny. Anyway, him addressing in his video, him basically saying, yeah, people are, just mad and have different opinions. And I want to get the full clip here. Hold on, one second.
Again, I'm not trying to promote
Yeah, I'm not trying to promote information. I'm just trying to say, maybe the vaccines aren't exactly as what they say it is. Maybe the studies out there aren't really what they need to be. Maybe do your own research. Maybe look at monoclonal antibodies, whatever the fuck they're called. Maybe look at ivermectin. They've won global peace rewards. Like technically, right? Technically, it can be misinformation if he thinks it's true, right? Right? I mean, it's just he just didn't know. That's all. Fucking hell. I genuinely feel like I have a scalding hot take for a lot of these big figures as well. If you have some shit like this, it will blow over. The N-word stuff, not the anti-vax stuff. The anti-vax stuff, you kind of can't. He's actively doing that to this day, so that's something he can't just get over cancellation for. But the anti-vax, with the N-word stuff, if you said it in the past and it's been years, you don't say it anymore, like at all, and you're clearly not racist, then literally just moving on from it or saying I'm not racist, omegalo losers, you will get so much credit for addressing the fact you're not as racist anymore, and also people will forget about it because someone else can say the N-word another day from here on out. Anyway, back to the main meat of the entire subject, which is the anti-vax stuff, which I want to talk about. We have basically the main problem with Joe Rogan is that whenever he has a topic he's confident about, a topic he wants to be passionate about, that's all he wants to talk about for multiple episodes at a time. There was this brief stint where the only thing he talked about was venison and smoking weed. That's all he talked about for like a clean, I think, years straight at the beginning of COVID. And then next thing you know, boom, vaccine mandates drop, and all of a sudden he's like really skeptical, like, well, I mean, we don't really know what's in the vaccine, right, guys? Like, that's his whole take there. So that's hilarious. Anyway, since I'm not fully defending the N-word cancellation take, a lot of people on Twitter are assuming on the left are canceling him for the N-word, which I think some of them are. So you have takes like the left is upset with Joe Rogan for using a racial slur, but not Eric Adams. The reason is simple: Joe was white, Eric is black. I think because Eric Adams said cracker to a white person, which is on a scale of 1 to 10 cringe, like it's a 2 cringe. You probably shouldn't say it, but I mean, come on. If we're comparing the two, like, it's not even close. Anyway, and then you got this clip here and another clip as well, which is right here. So these two clips of Joe Rogan and Anna Kasparian and multiple Young Turks members saying the N-word have resurfaced. Now, just like the Joe Rogan clips that have surfaced with the N-word clip, I have a question. Number one, why are you airing this shit out on Black History Month? Do you not care about black people? I don't want to hear the hard R that many times from this many white people. Like, for fuck's sake, man. Anyway, my thing is, you don't really both you guys on both sides don't really care about at all keeping the environment as racially sensitive as possible. Keep an environment like as aware of people being racist with their words and the amount of slurs that are being thrown everywhere, because they only bring it up whenever they're trying to criticize somebody. They don't really care about the N-word's impacts on society. They don't care about that shit. They don't even care about black people because it was only brought up when it's time to dunk on somebody. That's it. That's it. Joe Rogan, he's just being brought up because he's anti-vax, and Spotify, the Neil Young shit, boom, N-word montage. The Young Turks, Joe Biden, brought up because boom, they're responding to Joe Rogan. Like it's the intent here is purely out of spite, and it's not at all good. And their intentions are basically blatantly saying it. Do not apologize for quoting somebody else. Joe Rogan, Joe Biden is a racist as they come, and he's never had to apologize, right? Also, this argument is basically saying Joe Biden is wrong and Joe Rogan is wrong. That's it. Because you can't cancel Joe Biden for quoting in context if you believe Joe Rogan did that as well. Because if you believe Joe Rogan did that as well, then he deserves to get canceled as well. And if she believes that, then congratulations, we agree on my point here, which N-word bad, I know, a very hot take across the board. So basically, long story short, Joe Rogan is not racist. However, him being anti-vax in basically every sense of the word is going to tend him to have more right-leaning skewing guests, which is going to be cool for his right-leaning guests, or right-leaning fans. But for everybody in general, which Joe Rogan's appeal was talking to everybody, it's going to kind of lessen the appeal a little bit because, you know, his whole moniker is like, hey, I'll tell anybody I'm a centrist. But in reality, being anti-vax is a proxy to being right-leaning because right-leaning people are more susceptible to be anti-vax, right? So there you go. All right. Get the hell out of here, kids. Go touch grass.